Right behind me is Mahindra's new Global Pik Up. It's a concept and it will be coming out in the markets expected in 2026 or 27. But what you can see clearly is that it's got the Scorpio lineage. It's a pickup truck, something that Mahindra has always been doing for several years now. And it's a fairly well-established product for them in developing markets overseas, not so much in India as much as it is in overseas. Now I'm here in South Africa and this is a fairly large market for Scorpio, for the Scorpio pickup, and of course eventually for the new Global Pickup as well. Now let me tell you, under the hood what you're getting is Mahindra's Gen 2 M-Hawk engines, and this will of course be fairly powerful. Diesel, maybe petrol options as well. You've got a ladder frame chassis, again keeping in touch with the off-road capability that the pickup has. At the front you've got coil springs, but at the rear, because you've got a pickup bed, you'll have leaf spring suspension, but all of that will be fine-tuned to give it fairly good robustness, stiffness, and of course good dynamics as well as 4x4 abilities. Inside, now what you can see out here is just a shell. This is what the eventual model is going to look like. This is a fairly good looking pickup truck, but a lot of these elements will also be accessorized, which means there will be aftermarket accessories, especially if you look down at that step ladder there, and of course the roof rack, the snorkel. Some of those elements will of course be aftermarket accessories, but what you can see at the front end over here, this large bumper that also houses the tow rope, well, this is going to be standard equipment. At least this is what the design is going to be like, and this integrated element is a fairly good package, I'd say, because this saves us. A lot of people who put this as an aftermarket accessory where you need to modify the bumper, put an additional bumper on just to house the tow rope. That is illegal, but now this standardizing this on the model will make it a big advantage. Big large bumper, fantastic headlamps with those projector style LEDs in there. Again, I love the structure of those running lamps. This is something that we've seen previously on Mahindra's electric vehicle architectures as well. That's something that's being carried forward into some of their other products as well. You've got the large bow tie over here. I even like the grille, very nice texture to it. It's got this very how do I say this? It's got a square hold pattern on the grille if you look very closely at it. But apart from that, there's also this very wavy texture all across. Gives it a lot of robustness, gives it a lot of solidity, makes it look powerful, mean, like it means business. A fair amount of ride height, fairly high ground clearance for that matter. And what we can see out here, now these are again conceptual, but it's riding on fairly large tires. Now this pattern is an all-terrain pattern. Going beyond the tires, going beyond the suspension, what we do know, what you can see is just a shell. This isn't the complete item, but we're expecting it in about 2 years from now. Quite an impressive looking pickup truck. Again, like I said, modeled on the lines of the current generation Scorpio. Fairly large load bay as well. And Mahindra with this is intending to hit upon the lifestyle enthusiasts, people who like driving a pickup for lifestyle purposes, whether not necessarily for you to go off-road, get out into the wild, but even for urban usage. Very handsome design, strong lines, very aesthetic elements. You can see the LED elements, small detailing in the tail lamps, like you can see those 4 blocks over there. Very interesting design elements at the tail end as well. If you look down below, you've got these two, tow hooks. It's a fairly high step into the load bay, but we don't know what the exact design will be like when it comes into production. This is as close as it gets to the final production version. Now this, as it says here very clearly, was made by Mahindra's India Design Studio, which means it was developed in India. Overall then, a fairly handsome pickup truck with a lot of potential, and Mahindra hopes to democratize the pickup segment. It intends to do fairly good numbers, and they're hoping that they can attract the kind of volumes that they want. Now, where would this be priced? I would say in that 25 lakh rupee bracket, maybe up to about 30 lakh rupees is where I see something like this sitting, which is not a bad price at all, considering the only other pickup truck available in the market which is doing fairly good numbers is Toyota's Hilux, and that is at the top end of the market, fairly expensive right now. Also, that because that is a CBU, but this is going to be localized, so domestic production is going to happen on the pickup truck. There are several markets that the pickup truck will be exported to. India will principally be one of them, amongst others. South Africa, of course, another one, but India is also another market where this will be sold.